have to say now is the Environmental Task Force is a swift response to an emergency, because the government, as you are all aware, has inherited an environment that is in a dire need. And in a dire need because the environment is a direct, function of whatever our health, situation is. So if the environment is filthy, it puts our health status in jeopardy. So when the government came in, it realized that, look, he doesn't have to wait for the establishment to put in things in place as in the ministries. So as a swift response, it set up the task force headed by Alhaji Jida Abdullah. And as you can see, it speaks for itself. The task force is up to the task. It's doing effectively well. I know last week they were somewhere around Eyankori, right? That too was a talk of the town. And today you can see them, they are at Idigba. And by tomorrow again or another time, they will also be somewhere. So the task force definitely is doing very well. It's augmenting the tasks of the Ministry of Environment fantastically. And the Ministry of Environment too is working very hard to make sure they live up to their expectations.
They have evacuated some illegal dump sites in Ilorin. The place are now vacant. What is the government doing to use that place?
These illegal dump sites that are being cleared, it is the intention of the government to put up, on those places some communal facilities, such as playgrounds. And some of them too will be, built upon them, our modern toilets for the people of the area, you understand, to have a very safe way of easing themselves, because the world is now going towards an free open defecation, you understand, by the year 2025. And Kwara State has no choice but to key into that, so that we have a Kwara that is free of open defecation. So some of these places, I'm not saying this in particular, but if it is the wish of the government and the community to have one here, I am sure His Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State, Alhaji Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, will gladly give them one. And I will always call on people, wherever I find myself, that keeping the environment clean and safe is not the duty of the government alone. It is the duty for everyone, especially communities. We should put ourselves together, you understand? Because at the end of the day, by the time this is evacuated, I am sure people will still look for alternatives. And the alternatives can even be the same place again. So what I expect them to do is to prepare a place consciously. Let that place serve as a collection point for refuse. And that place will be serviced either by government or by the community regularly. If the government is not forthcoming, because we have a lot of weight on the government, the community itself can assist itself through self-help. Contribute 1 naira, 2 naira, 3 naira, get a tipper that will evacuate these places, periodically. That will not be too much a burden on any of us. Some people can even take the burden upon themselves as sadaqah, fi sabilillah, for Muslims who are aware, and like a charity for those who will understand that. So for God's sake, we are calling on the people of Kwara State in general to imbibe the culture of keeping their environments clean.